Hey, this is part two of the M30 pressed blue pills. When I mentioned that I had taken regular oxycodone to stabilize myself when I was coming off of them, I remember it helped like sometimes during withdrawal too, because I've came off of them a few times. You know what I mean? And it did help. Like I remember taking, like I said, the oxycodone 30 milligram just to stabilize my brain chemistry because the pressed ones were doing so much to my head that it was like unbearable. Like it was to the point where I couldn't stay comfortable in my own skin. But times 10, like the withdrawals sucked. You know what I mean? So when I was thinking about it, I was like, when you go to a hospital and they have you on fentanyl for pain, say for a couple days, even a day, and they keep pumping it through you. When you come off of the fentanyl, they sometimes, most of the time, wean you off with morphine until there's none left. They wean you off with it. Why? So obviously so you don't get sick, and also so the fentanyl can leave your body, and when the morphine comes in, it's not sticking long enough to cause withdrawal. They're not giving you that much. I thought about the same exact principle when I was taking the oxycodone to come off of the fentanyl. Because I was giving myself something simple and just, you know what I mean, one chemical, that's it. Instead of multiple, I don't know what the fuck else was in it. I mean, I've heard PCP, oxycodone, fentanyl, and buprenorphine all in one pill. Like, it can get bad and it screws you up. The withdrawal, you could be withdrawing from buprenorphine and fentanyl if you've been using them long enough. At the same time, that's like a nightmare. Um, you're always in withdrawal, you know what I mean? So I did that to help, and it really did help. But I did just want to say that, like, that I use that same principle about at a hospital, how they wean you off. And it's the same principle as also as buprenorphine, Suboxone, Subutex. Um, you know what I mean? It's the same principle. You're using one opioid to come off another. And everyone's, oh no, it's just trading one drug for another. No, dude, if you stop using it eventually and just cut the shit and keep going with your life, you'll be okay. You know what I mean? You're not going to fall in love with regular oxycodone pills if you've been hooked on fentanyl pressed pills or fentanyl, whatever. You're not going to get that hooked on oxycodone unless you like take a break for like 3 fucking years and then start using them again. Yeah, you're going to feel great, but you'll remember. You know what I mean? Like those pills are dangerous, and that helped my brain level out on the come down. So like I said, I thought about the principles in a hospital, how they wean you off of something hardcore like fentanyl with morphine. You know what I mean? Helps you from getting sick and allows the fentanyl, since it's such a short half-life, to leave your body. And it's obvious science, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying like go start taking oxycodone again. You don't want to. You really shouldn't, because eventually you'll get that, depression and the come down and the withdrawal if you're using it long enough. But you're gonna have to use that way longer than you were using fentanyl to get that withdrawal. Being real with you guys, so you don't get scared, because a lot of people get nervous. You know what I mean? As long as the fentanyl's out of your body, you will start to feel better fairly quickly. The pause is annoying, but fentanyl leaves your body so quickly, and I'm guessing your brain starts to heal pretty quickly too. I was a snorter. Some people shoot, some people smoke, some people swallow, some people stick it up their ass. You know what I mean? People do it how they do it. But it's the routine that you're addicted to. And those M30 pills, they keep you comfortable in your surroundings, which is a bad thing. Because if you're home, that's home base. That's where you use, that's where you, obviously where you feel great, and it becomes like your sanction zone. Like you're like, I don't want to leave here. So, and you can't, because in 4 hours you're fucking withdrawing. So my advice, I mean, not advice, it's not my advice, it's just what I did. Yeah. Um, just like to help my brain chemistry level out. The same way kratom would do it too. But I felt, being that it was a full-blown opioid and not a partial, I wanted to experiment with it and say, I understand they use partial opioid agonists, like, you know, for medical, medicated assisted treatment. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry guys, I had a long day, I'm just tired. It's just something I experimented with and it worked. I didn't even have like insomnia. I didn't have like anxiety. I felt like relaxed when I was coming off of it more. Not so anxious. And it helped, at a point I didn't feel sick at all. Like when I was in full blown withdrawal too from fentanyl. Some people will say, "Oh, I'll use regular oxycodone just to feel better for the meantime." But then they go and use fentanyl again, But the realistic part is oxycodone and fentanyl are different. Fentanyl stores in your fat cells along with your receptors, but they're two different substances. So just like buprenorphine, when it comes in, the fentanyl leaves, but the buprenorphine stays, keeps you from getting sick, keeps you on some sort of an opioid effect. Well, if oxycodone's a full-blown opioid, so I was just taking that, or you swallow it. I would swallow it. You know what I mean? Whatever, swallow it. You used to shoot it or snort it, whatever. You smoked it, stuck it up your ass, whatever you did. Now swallow it because you don't have to worry too much. And it does. You'll feel it level you out. You'll start to feel less depressed, not high, just normal. And in a few days, you can just cold turkey it if you want to. You don't need to keep going with it. But in the meantime, you got to work on yourself, man. Because I'm telling you guys, I know it sounds so annoying when people say this shit, but you really got to find something you're obsessed with and turn it into your career path, dream plan. You know what I mean? Start doing that stuff because eventually you'll find something you want to do. Like me is becoming a park ranger. Oh, I can't stay out of the forest, and it keeps me from getting high. ATVs, hiking, survival, all that stuff. I like it. Cryptids, you know what I mean? Shit like that, like in the woods. All that stuff's fun, you know what I mean? There's just fun stuff to do out there, but when you're high, you just see it. You don't feel it or you don't do it. You know what I mean? You see it in your head, on TV, on your phone. You keep YouTubing when you're high on opiate. You always want to use YouTube. It's like crazy, man. Everybody has the same sort of reaction, I noticed. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. And like I said, comment below if you have any questions or anything you want to say about those pressed blue Jawns, the 30s, the Mexican oxys, whatever you fucking want to call them. I hate those pills. But I'd like to hear what people have to say. So comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.